Welcome to another live stream watch-along reaction. Tonight we're reacting to Sporting San Miguelito versus LA Galaxy, CONCACAF Champions Cup 2026, Round 1, Leg 1. The final match of match week 3 of Round 1. And the final match of Part 2, Week 1 of Round 1. Round 1 will be over next week, but we got one more match to set up next week's ties. LA Galaxy versus Sporting San Miguelito. Sporting San Miguelito contra LA Galaxy, la Copa Campeones de la CONCACAF, primera ronda partido ida. La Panamá, Sporting San Miguelito, local contra Galaxy. We are here, we're ready. One match tonight, that's it. Then I'll see you in the morning. Whoever wants to be here for some Olympic hockey, I'll see you in the morning for Canada, Finland. But at least today ain't 3 streams in a row, and at least it ain't like 7, 9, sleep, 4 or 5 hours, hockey, 2 other streams. Today's not as crazy, or even if you add tomorrow, it's not as crazy as the last couple of days were. Hell, even this weekend isn't as crazy as what Wednesday was. That was nuts. Either way, here we are. Not that I'm complaining, but definitely. Yesterday was nuts. What a letdown at the end there with Vancouver as well. With that being said, live review tonight, live review and Toronto season preview tomorrow. Even if I do wake up at 11 p.m., if I do take a nap on Friday, or maybe we'll see. We'll see what I do with that. Maybe I'll do the game, eat supper, record the Toronto prediction video, upload it, then take a nap. We'll see what goes there. I don't know. We'll see. Or maybe I drink that Monster Energy again anyway, and then either way. Starting 11. Sporting San Miguelito. Enough about that. Starting 11 for Sporting San Miguelito in goal. Jose Calderon. The back 4 of Jeslan Caicedo. We have Omar Alba. We have Marlon Avila and Sergio Ramirez. The midfield 4, Rodrigo Tello. We have Hector Hurtado. We have Angel Valencia and Joel Barria. The front 2 of Angel James and Gustavo Herrera. For LA Galaxy, in goal we have JT Marcinkowski. The back 4 of Mauricio Cuevas, Maya Yoshida, Jakob Glesnes, John Nelson. The midfield 2 of Edwin Cerrillo, Justin Hawk. The attacking midfield 2 of Gabriel Peck, Joseph Painsil. And up top, we have Christian Ramirez and Mateus Nascimento for the Galaxy. And the game's on FS1 tonight, by the way. Just to be clear. You want the place to watch it. Galaxy, Miguelito, and then we'll be back in the morning for Canada, Finland. And we'll be live on Saturday afternoon if Canada plays the 3rd place game. If they play the final, we'll be live on Sunday morning. Ooh. With that being said, we're ready to go. Here we are. Final match of the leg 1 of round 1. Then we have leg 2s next week. And then March, we have round of 16. Flies faster than you think, you know. Here we go. Hopefully this game's entertaining, but not totally boring. Like, it's not a disaster for Miguelito, but hopefully this game's entertaining. That's all I ask for. Here we go. Champions Cup. Miguelito Galaxy. I think this is the first game on FS1 all round. Or all tournament. At least it won't get bumped for stupid bullshit, will it? LA Galaxy won the Champions Cup in 2000. Back in the prehistoric era of the tournament. I think this is the first time we've seen a new current home jersey at all in this tournament for CONCACAF or MLS teams. LA Galaxy wearing their new kits tonight. Nashville did not. San Diego did not either week. LAFC did not. Vancouver did not. Cincinnati did not. Philly did not. But Philly was a new home kit, which they wore their away kit. Cincinnati new away kit. Vancouver new away kit. Nashville wore their away kit when they have a new home kit. Either way. First time we've seen a new MLS kit in action tonight. Four minutes to kickoff. Will the Galaxy do well without Ricky Puig? I think they've built a better roster even without Ricky Puig. If they had Ricky Puig, they'd be one of the best teams in the league. I believe that. If not, well, they're not Miami. But certainly the best team in the West if Ricky wasn't hurt. But even with Ricky being hurt, I think LA built a playoff contending side compared to last year at least. But man, what if Ricky was there, dude? If Ricky Puig was healthy, this would be the best team in the West. No joke. I believe that 100%. How we doing, William? How we doing? João Klaus on the bench, which... Why are they starting Ramirez over João Klaus? That just makes no sense, but okay. Greg Vanney rotating slightly, huh? Manny loves that, doesn't he? Never ends well for him. Oh, speaking of Vanney, Armando Cooper plays for Sporting San Miguelito, so they might have an inside track. Sporting might have the inside track on some Greg Vanney tactics. That's a good thing to keep an eye on. Because Armando Cooper used to play for Toronto FC in 2016 and 17. He was on the squad. So he knows Vanney's tactics, or what he normally does. I don't know if I'd call them tactics, but, you know, that's something to keep an eye on. Is Armando Cooper like a coach in everything but name for this tie? Who knows? I mean, I would if I was Sporting. No. Like, they might be better slightly, but I don't think going the nostalgia route works. Like, that's basically what Atlanta's doing. They got back Almiron last year as a nostalgia act. They're bringing back Tata, which Tata's an okay coach, but he's nothing special. It's funny Tata got fired or left Miami after Atlanta knocked him out from being in the playoff, and now he's coaching Atlanta again. Probably more because he won them the cup once. I don't know if it's going to pan out as much as they think it will. Yep. It's pretty cool. But with that being said, we're about to get going in Panama for the first leg of this tie. Here we go. You know what? I'm surprised Canada kept that women's gold medal hockey game close. Which, that doesn't mean nothing, but at least they didn't get dominated. But they also blew it late, which sucks. FIFA World Cup, June 11th to July 19th this year. It'll be here before you know it. And we'll be live for a lot of it. And man, I hope the numbers are what we deserve to have them as. And here we go. Here we go. Galaxy wearing their new home kits. Sporting San Miguelito wearing their black and red striped jerseys. Indiana lawmakers approve a new stadium proposal. Bears going to Indiana. Yep. I don't like it. It's at least sad for sure. And we're off. Here we go. Here we go. Throw in for Galaxy. And we begin. 90 minutes of football to finish out these first legs. We'll review the game once it's over. That's only a South American thing. I've never heard of that before. At least not termed that way. And we're off. 30 seconds in. FS1 does not have a freaking score bug. Of course they do, because Fox is garbage. Of course they screw it up, because they're garbage. Of course they do. Their own score bug does not show up on the screen because they're garbage. Fox Sports is the worst, I swear, man. I can't wait till Paramount gets the rights for the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Let's just get it done already. There are two things I want Paramount to get. Warner Brothers and the CONCACAF rights. And that's out for a goal kick. Sporting San Miguelito starting lineup, Calderon in goal. The back four of Avila, Ramirez, Alba, Caicedo. Valencia, Hurtado, Teo. James, Herrera, Barria. For the Galaxy. So I can show those, though. Galaxy starting lineup, JT Marcinkowski, the goalkeeper. Nelson, Yoshida, Glesnes, Cuevas. Cerrillo, Hawk. Paintsel, Ramirez, Peck. And Nascimento. The last time Greg Vanney went to Panama for a CONCACAF game, he got embarrassed. Trust me, I remember well. I remember well. Could never forget it. Could never forget it. Yeah, it was the last CONCACAF game he ever coached for Toronto FC. Well, second to last, actually. Because then the next time we played Champions Cup, Chris Armas was our manager. Even though Vanny technically got us qualified, but either way, I don't know if you call a Canadian Championship game a CONCACAF game, but you could, I guess. I don't know. I'm right here. I've been here for 15 minutes. What do you mean late? You're late, not me. I've been on for 15 minutes. Check the time. You ain't gonna slander my name. Check the time. I've been on for 16 minutes. You're the one who's late. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Jermaine Jones's scandal. I've probably heard of it, but I don't know. Yeah, it is on you. Thank you. Yeah, I've always wanted to see Daniel Shalhoub play for Toronto, so yeah, I'm gonna be really hopeful for this one. I'm gonna freaking hold on to this one for a while. I wonder what number he's gonna wear because I'm lucky. Good news, I haven't bought the Toronto away kit yet. I haven't bought the Toronto away kit yet. If I could find out quickly what number Daniel Shalhoub's wearing, I'll buy the jersey. I'll buy his jersey instead of Mihailovic. For sure. He's been wearing number 10 for the Kansas City. Mihailovic is wearing 10. If he goes back to a number he used to wear, I don't think we have no, Kerr wears 29. He could wear 20. Aristozaval got Josie's number, 17. Raheem, we'll see what he does. We'll see what Pereira picked. People are saying he's not the same anymore. Well, guess what? He was on a shit-ass team, and he still got talent. When SKC played in the playoffs in 23, I think he played a key part in that run. I agree. I still think he's got something. But playing on a shit-ass team, I think Toronto's better than Kansas City. Barely. But we have positive pieces. They don't. Kansas City is garbage. Toronto is underperforming. There's a difference. There's a difference in my book. Toronto's underperforming, and they might still underperform. No, because I don't like figure skating. 7 minutes in. 0-0, 0-0. But there you go. Cross in, headed away. Wonder what number he'll wear. Yeah, I heard about that, but I didn't watch it. Four games with Insigne's new club. He played 10 minutes. Didn't make the bench for a game. 0 goals or assists. The coaching career of former USMNT midfielder Jermaine Jones not going well so far. Now head coach of Central Valley. Jones is suspended through the USL League One season. That was back in 24. Reviewed by The Athletic. The suspension wasn't made publicly by Club or League. Came following an investigation which had substantiated repeated instances of harassment, retaliation, hostility from Jones. Yeah, I remember hearing about that. Was definitely disappointed in Jones when I heard that. Playing forward. Blocked away. Peck takes a shot blocked off a player. There's a way to coach. That's not it. He's back coaching in Germany. Well, I won't speak much on that. I don't know how Germany... I don't know. 9 minutes in. Who you rooting for? I mean, I picked Galaxy to win the tie. I really could give a shit else. I don't really care. Like, I'm rooting for my prediction. I guess I'm rooting for the Galaxy. I really don't give a shit. If Sporting San Miguelito embarrassed Greg Vanny, I'm going to laugh my ass off. If the Galaxy win, my prediction's correct. I win either way. I win either way. Playing forward. Cross in. Oh, my God. San Miguelito is winning it all, says online. Well, touche amore. You know amore means love, right? You do know that, right? Friend is amici if you're trying to go with Italian. Amore means love, but either way. Fratelli is brother. Amici is friend. Amore means love, so you're using the wrong word. Either way. Come on, bro. Why are the Galaxy so sloppy? It's their first game of the season, and they don't have Ricky Puig. That's probably why they're getting the cup. I hate to hear that. I'm so sorry. I hope it's a minor setback. I hope he's okay soon. I hope he recovers quickly. It's actually the name of a punk rock band. No. Never heard of them, actually. I mean, I like metal, but no, I ain't never heard of them, no. I guess I ain't that underground. I enjoy when you laugh at Alvaro Morales like when America lost to LAFC, couldn't qualify to the Club World Cup. Yeah, that was fun. That ended up on the best of reel. But yeah, Galaxy have been sloppy, but it is their first game of the season. First competitive game of the season. They're probably treating this more like a preseason game anyway, but I thought Greg Vanny would have learned his lesson back the last time he was in Panama. No, they are, one. Second of all, no. No, because I know Toronto's getting a team. I'd love to see them play, but I can only watch so much sports. I only have one TV screen that could show like 4 things at a time, at best, and I only have so many hours in a day, so not. Playing forward. So we'll do whatever. It's whatever, honestly. Playing forward. "13 minutes. Galaxy shot, save, rebound, and they miss. Second shot, Peck, goal, rebound, no. Jesus H. Christ. 4 saves, 4 10-bell saves. Calderon turned into Jordan Bennington. 1, missed. 2, rebound, missed. 3, 4, over the bar, out of boots. What the hell is going on? I mean, I'm not freaking Big Boom AJ, but okay. Boom, 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 boom. The CDM will probably go and lean more towards an experienced corner. Sorry for the gimmick infringement. I mean, it's good, but I wish the pay-per-views were on there. But no, they're greedy fuckers. Cross in. Well, I'm not where the pay-per-views are on Netflix. And I don't have a VPN because I'm a cheap-ass fuck. So that's part of the problem in general. I'm a cheap-ass fuck. I could pay for Adobe After Effects and put shit on the screen. I'm a cheap-ass fuck. I could pay for a green screen. I'm a cheap-ass fuck. I could pay for a VPN so I could watch the WWE on Netflix instead of third-party stream it completely illegally. I'm a cheap-ass fuck. You get where I'm going with this? 0-0. Cross in. I'm not paying $30 for ESPN Unlimited. I could still pay less per month for a VPN and still watch it semi-legally. The pay-per-views. I could. I'm still a cheap-ass fuck. No, I mean, if you put a gun to my head and said you had to spend money to watch a WWE pay-per-view, I'd rather buy the VPN and just do it on Netflix. But either way, 16 minutes in. Playing forward. Hey, at least if I got rich, I'd have some really good net worth. And once I build my farm, if I got rich and it kept going, I'd have some really good net worth because I'd be a frugal son of a bitch. Just because I got rich doesn't mean I'd start spending that shit. I'd still be a frugal son of a bitch. Play the lotto. I'd prefer Call the Pirate, but you know. I prefer Call the Pirate, but I could play the lottery too. I'd still prefer Call the Pirate. Probably not. I don't think they're going to lose at home. I don't think that's going to happen. But what do I know? Who knows? I thought Vancouver would dominate. They were the only team who didn't do shit this week. Well, the Galaxy looks like they might be joining Vancouver, but at least the Galaxy have the excuse of, oh, our best player's injured, even if they've built a better squad than what they had last year. Not having Ricky Poo sucks, but they built a solid roster that could contend for the playoffs, which means you could beat Sporting San Miguelito on the road, and you certainly got to beat them at home. And you're not doing that. I'm sure at some point they'll get one, though. But either way, 1-1 would eliminate Vancouver. I know, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think they're going to draw at home. Or at least a scoring draw. Well, I mean, I wouldn't be buying cheap cigarettes because I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke cigars. I don't smoke a pipe. I don't smoke the reefer. I don't smoke the reefer. But still buying bottles of Coke at the gas station? Yeah, that would probably happen. Instead, yeah, that's what it would be for me. Wouldn't even be cheap liquor unless I just wanted to get drunk, which that doesn't happen, so. Or, what if you find Tom's SNV chips at a gas station? I'm buying every fucking bag on the shelves, yes. It's hard to find now. Yeah, no, I'm buying every bag on the shelves if I find those. Yeah, it's hard to find them now. It sucks. If I see them, I'm buying every bag on the shelves. I don't care if I'm poor or rich. I'm buying every bag off the shelf. And then run through them in like 4 days. Well, no, it's about a day, 2 days per bag. If there's like 4 or 5 bags, that would be... Okay, it's not as bad, 10 days. Still under 2 weeks, though. -1 or 2. Either way. I wish they were findable. I need to go to their website and buy a box. Even if they're small bags. Yeah. Either way. Is the MLS League MX merger ever happening? No, and it should never happen, so I'm glad. Didn't you make a video during COVID talking about somebody's format for a merger? Yeah, I did. That was because it was COVID. Everybody did shit they probably didn't believe in back then just for content. At least mine wasn't too egregious. I never liked the idea of a merger anyway. I think I said that in the video. Like, overall, I said, yeah, I don't like the idea of a Liga MX MLS merger, but if it's going to happen, I like the format. I think that's exactly what I said, but either way. I never thought it should happen. And then Leagues Cup happened, which kind of took away the merger talks, and then now... You got Libertadores, them wanting to go back to Libertadores and CONCACAF expanding and the schedule flip, which I don't know if that would make things easier or harder, but I'm glad. I want them to be in Libertadores, though, yes. Which I think that was kind of part of it, actually, weirdly enough, but if I remember correctly. But it was 6 years ago. That video was 6 years ago. It was so old. Well, no. That's not funny, but it was so old. That video was done in the old studio. Even though, I mean, I was in that old studio till like the end of last October. But, you know, I can start making those jokes now. Either way. That video sold. It was in the old studio. I could start making those jokes now. "23rd minute, 0-0. Yeah, this game is pretty damn sloppy. Miguelito ain't that good, but the Galaxy has shot themselves in the foot way too damn much. Playing forward. Playing forward. Galaxy, good switch of play. Again, it's their first match of the freaking year. Like, this happens all the time. It's just bad when Vancouver does it because they're supposed to be contenders. But again, it's been wild that up until the last two matches of round one, the CONCACAF, the Liga MX, and MLS teams have not struggled in Central America until these last two matches. At some point, it was bound to happen. But, well, no, America did struggle in Honduras, but that was Olympia. They still won, though. Miguelito. Back heel. That was pretty good. Cross, shot, wide. Saved. Galaxy will improve its early. This Saturday's the opening for MLS. Yep. It will be live for Toronto versus Dallas. And we'll be live on Sunday night for Seattle versus Colorado. So we're doing a game both nights of their first two game nights. Playing forward. '28th minute. So, depending, and one of Saturday or Sunday, we'll have two streams, and 2 reviews, I guess, depending what happens tomorrow. If Canada wins Sunday morning, Olympic gold medal hockey game live review, MLS Sunday live review. If they lose, then on Saturday we'll do the bronze medal game. May just be 1 review there, depending on, and then the Toronto FC Dallas game. May just be 1 review there, depending on what happens, or when it starts, and when it ends. Do I assume Canada's going to play as bad as they did on Wednesday? No, they will not. Tomorrow, they will not play as bad as they did. I think Canada will pretty solidly beat Finland. Solidly. Playing forward, cleared away. Finland, then USA, Slovakia. The winners play in the final, the losers play in the gold or the bronze game. Saturday's 1:40 p.m. bronze medal game. Okay. I think I could be able to review both games, even if it goes to overtime. In that case, just in case. Playing forward. Chip. Wide. If we look at Saturday, MLS, we got Toronto at 7:30 because they're in the central time zone, so it's 7:30. Okay. Say just 3:40, 4 o'clock. If Canada were to play the bronze medal game, yeah, I'll be able to review both games on Saturday. Certainly be able to review both the gold medal game and the Seattle-Colorado game on Sunday. 7 a.m. then 8:15 p.m. Yeah, for sure. No problems there. Busy week. Yeah. Corner. Cross in. Punched away. Excuse me. John Cooper not ruling out Sidney Crosby for the rest of the Olympic hockey tournament. Saw that one coming. Saw that one coming. "32 minutes. Ah. 32 minutes. Playing forward. Saved. Why does Vanny insist on such narrow corners when he doesn't have Ricky Pooge? I have trying to remember, did he do these in Toronto? I mean, I do believe corner kicks are useless in general, and that sucks. Like, I love what Arsenal's doing with corner kicks, because there's like, if you just even try to score, like, I hate how corner kicks are just barely scored on anyway, but I think it may, Greg Vanney might have done them in Toronto because that's the only reason I would be so pissed off about how corner kicks are useless. So, no, it's just something he's always done. If I recall correctly, it's just something he's always done even before. I guess Javinko, in a similar way, could deliver them that way, but never really ended well, huh? Like, I would be so much more, if I was a coach, I would freaking draw up so many plays on corner kicks. You think I'm going to give up a chance to score? You're crazy. So many late goals have been from corner kicks. Yes. But that's either because you throw your goalie up there, which that's the tallest guy on your team, and it hits his head, and it's really 11v10 because the goalie can't come off his line. So you're basically playing the numbers. It's kind of like pulling the goalie in hockey. You have 6-man versus 5 skaters. There's going to be some open space for one guy. Get the puck to him. He'll let him put it on and see where the tip goes. The tip in goes, right? Same thing with a corner kick late. It helps when you throw your goalie up there, and basically, corner for Galaxy, Paintsel. So, again, it may just be the numbers advantage that helps. Shot wide, corner. Later corners end up being goals, but besides like the last 5 minutes and when you're down, it's not like that. Like when it's 10v10 in the box, does it ever really go well? It doesn't seem like many people like to. Again, except for Arsenal. I mean, I would be so damn cross in. Shot over the bar. Like, I would be so absolutely heavy on hay. Here's what we're going to do. Here's our play. We're going to make these happen, and we're going to score more on corner kicks. Any time of the game, we get one. Yeah. No, I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about it. I'm happy about the fact Canada was closer than they should have been, or than I expected. Canada still blew it, though. Cross in. Oh, almost a good header for Sporting, but not so. Shot. Goal! Goal! Sporting San Miguelito! The captain makes it 1-0. 1-0. Greg Vanney's losing in Panama again. Lol. Tello scores. Teo scores. Rodrigo Teo. What a run. Nobody's checking him, and what a header. Cross in. Boom. Lol. Unmarked. Marcinkowski can't get there. Cross by Valencia. There you go. Ha 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 ha. 37th minute. 1-0. 1-0. Does LA Galaxy not want to score? They may not. I can't help but laugh here. Vanny might be holding him back. I told you, Greg Vanny is lucky that in his career he's had Sebastian Giovinco, Alejandro Pozuelo, and Ricky Puig. He needs guys like them. Why do you think they were shit last year? And they didn't even try to build up the roster besides. So they blew up the roster and lost Ricky Puig. They probably would have been in the playoffs had he not blown out his knee. Never comes back. They suck. They still got third place at Leagues Cup. That's why they're here. Why do you think 2018 Toronto wasn't so bad? Because Giovinco never got hurt. Josie got hurt. Everybody but Oso and Giovinco got hurt. And that's who carried the team that year. And they still sort of competed post-Champions Cup, Champions League. Last year was 2018 Toronto for the Galaxy, but they didn't have their Giovinco. And they were garbage. They still don't have their Giovinco. They may have built up the team this time, but turns out they may still be garbage. I don't know. Sounds like Greg Vanny's a horrible manager. Sounds like Greg Vanny doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Sounds like Greg Vanny's a fraud. That's what that sounds like to me, which, I don't know. Sounds like what I've been saying almost the whole time, except for 2024, when we were fucking garbage, as in when Toronto was fucking garbage and he was winning the cup. Turns out that was all Ricky Puig. Greg Vanny's a fucking fraud forever and always. If he was actually a good manager, maybe he'd have more than 2 MLS Cups. If he was actually a good manager, maybe he'd have a Champions Cup. If he was a good manager, maybe he wouldn't have lost in fucking Panama. By the way, what did Toronto not have in that tie? Oh, yeah, they sold Seb Giovinco to Saudi Arabia and no Pozuelo. Oh, yeah, and Josie was hurt too. Oh, yeah, okay, well, that makes complete fucking sense. That's why they lost that tie. They didn't have a Seba to carry their ass. Terrence Boyd was their starting striker. Oso didn't look that good. Makes sense we fucking bottled that game. What's happening here in Panama? It's not 4-0 yet, but oh wait, they don't have Ricky Puig. Oh, that sounds familiar. That sounds completely familiar. I don't know. Fraud. He's a fraud, Greg Vanny. Fraud, Greg Vanny. Fraud, Greg Vanny. He's just a fraud, Greg Vanny. Fraud, Greg Vanny. He's just a fraud, Greg Vanny. Fraud, Greg Vanny. I see Galaxy are bottling. They are. And Greg Vanny's still and always a fucking fraud. Call the pirate. But hey, at least, hey, Greg Vanny, good news for you is at least you're still the Matt Busby of Toronto FC. You'll never be the Sir Alex of this club, whether they call the pirate or not. But if they call the pirate, at least for your sake, you're not everybody fucking else. You're at least the Matt Busby of the club. Say, you know what? Accept that. At least you're not these shit other motherfuckers who ain't won a damn thing. Where they aren't. Whether they don't call the pirate or whether they do call the pirate. If they do call the pirate, well, the pirate's going to be the Sir Alex of that club. But hey, at least you could still be Matt Busby because at least you still won a cup. But should I really say it was you or was it Seba Giovinco? But you could take that all you want. At least you won a star. At least you were the coach when we won a star. At least you got us to a Champions Cup final. That's more than fucking Chris Armas ever did. That's more than Aaron Venter ever did. That's more than, God rest his soul. I love him. He was a good dude. He was a good coach, but I have to do it, I guess. Paul Mariner. That's more than Paul Mariner ever did. It's more than Trader Mo ever did. That's more than Desovich ever did. That's more than Preki ever did. That's more than Bob Skeletor Bradley ever did. I also love Javier Perez, but that's more than he did. That's more than Terry Dunfield ever did. Do I need to go further? That's more than Robin Fraser ever did. By the way, maybe you shouldn't hire the right-hand man of a fucking fraud. Maybe that doesn't work. I don't know. More than John Herdman ever did. AKA, just get it over with. Call the pirate. God dang. Bite the bullet, damn it. Come on. You want to win? Bite the bullet. Bite the bullet. Come on now. Enough about that, though. Arriba Sporting de San Miguelito. Sporting San Miguelito ganador, or líder de la noche. Greg Vanney es la pecho frío. Choke. Fracaso en la Panama 2. Greg Vanney, fracaso contra Independiente. 7 years ago, 7 años, 7 años en la historia. There we, okay. Greg Vanney, fracaso contra la Independiente, 7 años en la historia para la Toronto FC. Fracaso para la LA Galaxy contra Sporting San Miguelito esta noche. Greg Vanney, pecho frío. Sí. I tried. 2 minutes. I tried. The translation, you see why I speak enough Spanish to get by and I know what I'm saying, but the translation in my head is slow. That's why I can't do double languages in the review. Besides, then it would just make the video too damn long, and sometimes I don't want to do that. So I could. It's not that I can't. It's just the translation off the top of my head it's slow. It's slow, as you can see. The gears have to roll, and it doesn't roll fast. It doesn't roll fast. I try. I try. If I was a manager, if the pirate was called, yeah, I'd answer questions in Spanish. Or at least I'd try. I'd try. I'd have to choose my words carefully, which is more than I do in English. I just run my fucking mouth, which maybe I should speak Spanish. I'd actually have to choose my words carefully, and I have no filter, but for some reason I have to have one in Spanish. So maybe that's a good thing. I just run my fucking mouth in English. That's a problem. Maybe I should just speak Spanish. Maybe I should just speak Spanish so I don't have to run, so I choose my words correctly and I'm not running my mouth. Maybe that would be perfect for me. I don't know. 47th minute. But I'm sort of known for running my mouth. Who am I kidding? Either way. I know enough Japanese to get by, but I can't write kanji. So, I can't write a katakana. I can't really read that either. I need romaji to work in Japanese, so. I mean, I have blind spots when it comes to languages I know. Slow translation speed in Spanish. I don't know kanji or katakana in Japanese. I can't write it or read it. I have to have Romaji, which, you know, or listen to somebody speak it, you know. And that's halftime. Sporting San Miguelito has a lead at the half. 1-0. 1-0 esta noche. Miro tiempo. 1-0. I love the Shallowy signing today, getting close to a respectable team. Now, I've wanted this for years. I've wanted Daniel Shallowy to play for Toronto for a while now. So I'm going to really be irritable about, not irritable, but I'm going to pray for this to work and hold on to this for much longer than some other people are. I'm going to give him so much grace. I think he'll do fine, but you know, like, I'm not going to write him off after like 3 bad games. You know what I'm saying? He's going to get at least a 3-month grace period from me. If not more. If not more. But I've wanted him in Toronto for a damn long time. So, yeah, no, I love that. I can't wait. Like, I was going to buy the Toronto away kit tomorrow. I wish we would know what jersey number he was wearing, so I could buy the Shallowy jersey instead of the Mihailovic jersey. Because, again, I've wanted Daniel Shallowy to play on Toronto for a long time. So, good thing I haven't bought the jersey yet, but could somebody please? I would presume 20, because he used to wear that number for Kansas City. He's wearing number 10, or he did wear number 10 until he got traded, but we know who has number 10. So, wouldn't be number 10. I don't think we have a number 20. He did also wear 30 at the beginning for Kansas City, but I don't think he'd want to go back to that unless there's a different number he'd want to wear. But 17's for Aristizabal. We don't know, or at least I don't know what Pereira took. We don't know what Raheem took. But if there's no 44, I'm sure he'll go back to 44. Which I don't think we have a 44. So Raheem might just go back to that. I would assume 20, but Shallowy would wear 20, but either way. I would assume, knowing what we know about him, I think he'd wear number 20, but because somebody, where's Coutinho going to go in your opinion, in my opinion? I don't know. I think he might just be retired or go to retire. Like, having a mental health problem, and that's why he left the club. It's either he bullshitted his way out to go to Miami and play with Messi and Suarez again, or he actually has a mental health problem and he might just have to retire totally. Or because at this point, if he wants to be on a sabbatical, he might not never come back. So it's either he bullshitted his way out to play with Miami, or he actually has a mental health problem. And I believe he actually has a mental health problem. I would believe him at his word. So, do with that what you will. So Miami or retirement. It's either he's serious or he was bullshitting to get to Miami. Because it doesn't matter how much Miami would be breaking the rules if they were anybody else. They're Miami. They can do whatever the hell they want, building their roster. Take a short break. We'll be back. Galaxy losing 1-0. 1-0, 1-0 meal tiempo. We'll take a short break. We'll be back. Thoughts on Juve's Champions League performance this week? Yep. Shout out to Steph. And I follow the curling, hockey, luge, bobsled, speed skate, and all that. So shout out to people watching more than just the hockey at the Olympics. I don't watch figure skating, though. No. Ice dance is corrupt. Either way. Shout out Sid Sixero. He was right years ago. He was right 12 years ago. Ice dance is corrupt. It's still corrupt. Always. Thoughts on Juve's Champions League performance this week? Let's see. Garbage. How do you lose to Galatasaray? Juve merda. Juve merda. Red card. There were 3 goals for the red card, 2 after. You already losing the damn game. Juve merda. Garbage. Should be better than that. But Inter Milan are just as garbage. Losing to Bodo Glimt, I don't care if they always win at home. Garbage. You're better than that. But then again, Kivu was a horrible manager anyway, so, well. Oh yeah, they're top of the league, but do I think it's because of their manager? No. I don't care if you're in the freaking Arctic Circle. Bodo Glimt are not as good as Inter. So they played like garbage too. You both played like garbage. Yes. Yes, I have. Vamos Sporting. Saludos. Saludos. Yeah, but at least my mom grew up a gymnast, so that's why I watch gymnastics. But I don't think it's as corrupt as ice dance. Yes, it can be corrupt, and gymnastics has its scandals, and I'm not saying it doesn't, and it has its dark side. I'm not saying it doesn't, but it's not as corrupt as ice dance. Ice dance is just blatantly corrupt. Gymnastics is a little bit more behind the curtain. If you're going to be corrupt, I'd rather it behind the curtain than obvious. But I guess there's a little bit of bias there, as I said. If my mom didn't grow up a gymnast, would I watch gymnastics? No, I would not give a shit one bit. But, whatever. Possession. 33% possession to 67% possession. 2 shots to 14. 1 shot on goal to 2. 114 accurate passes, 77%. 269, 89%. We got 3 fouls to 4, 0 corners to 7, 2 shots to 14, 1 shot off goal to 7, 1 shot on goal to 2, 149 passes to 302, 77% pass accuracy to 89, 7 throws to 16, 1 offside to 2, 0 reds, 0 yellows to 0, 0 reds to 0, 1-0 at the half, 1-0, and we're back at the second half. We've just begun. In Sporting San Miguelito, they scored their goal. The Galaxy didn't score theirs. The Galaxy looked sloppy as all hell. Sporting got one while LA was being sloppy, very unmarked, and Sporting took their chance. Thank you, Jay Carr, for joining Dynasty Squad. Thank you for becoming a member on this channel. We love it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Can you shout out Anton? Shout out, shout out, shout out. Galaxy overrated. Yeah, Vanny's a fraud. We've been over this. We've been over this drill before. Greg Vanny's a fraud, and he made his career out of having guys like Javinko, Pozuelo, and Ricky Puig. If he doesn't have those guys, he's garbage. We've been over this. We've been over this forever and always. And the only reason I felt like he wasn't a fraud for years because Toronto was utter garbage and he won a cup. Turns out that was because of Ricky Puig, who proceeded to blow out his knee. There's only been one good match the Galaxy have played without Ricky Puig. The MLS Cup final. And then it all fell to shit. Then it all fell to shit, as you would completely and utterly expect. But, you know, whatever. 1-0. Greg Vanney playing games in Panama, those aren't pretty. Man, this looks so damn familiar. And I wish I couldn't place it, but I can. The only difference is Sporting San Miguelito are not up 4-0, but this looks very familiar. Very, very familiar. Very familiar, except I'm not pissed off this time. Jesus. Did you see Don Garber's interview? He predicted Miami to win and gave Jorge Mas a huge shout out. Well, what did you think was going to happen? What did you think was going to happen? Wow. Blocked away. Like, what did you think was going to happen? Of course he did. Over the top. Of course he did. Blocked away. Like, why wouldn't he? He wants Miami to win. Of course he'd give them a shout out. Is the Pope Catholic? Does it bear shit in the woods? Like, why are we acting like that's a shock that he did that? There's one thing Greg Vanney wants. Miami to win. Well, duh. He said that shit. Duh. Is the Pope Catholic? Shot over the bar. Wow, of course he wants him to win. Playing forward. That's like saying thoughts on Spurs being a relegation club. Well, fair enough. Well, hold on. They weren't a relegation club till this year. I'm honestly shocked. Maybe I shouldn't be so shocked considering they were at the bottom of the league or at 17th or 16th last year. But the relegated teams were so bad that it didn't matter. But then they didn't get any better. They didn't get any better, and then here we are. They finished 17th last season, too. Hey, at least I can admit my team is shit. Oof. Hey, I know I support a shit team. As long as we're better than Montreal, that's like, I've lowered my expectations. As long as they don't call the Pirate, I've lowered my expectations. As long as we're better than Montreal, I'm happy. At least in the table, but if we could knock them out of the can champ, that'd be good as well. But at least I know my team is shit. Now, if they call the Pirate, they won't be. But bite the bullet. Just go do it. Just call the Pirate. What's the worst that could happen? Bite the bullet. Worst that could happen is you're still shit, which I don't think you will be. Bite the bullet. But until then, my team is shit. As long as we're better in Montreal, I'm happy. But come on, just call the Pirate. I can only cope for so long. I can only cope for so long. LAFC is looking really good this year. Andre Gomez to Columbus, that's a good move. I mean, I don't disagree. I think Weston McKennie's a very good player, and he has a very tough mentality. He never gives up. He always finds his way back into the team. He's a solid player. I won't take a shot at Weston McKennie. Like, he's the least of their problems. Whether we're talking about the USA or Juventus. Weston McKennie's the least of their problems. I have no bad words to say about Weston McKennie. I don't. Never have. Certainly don't now. LFC's looking really good this year. Yeah. Pescara. Isn't that the team that Insigne went to? Hey, you know what? At least he's loyal. Hey, if they go down and he's still a fan of them, at least he's loyal. So I can't, I'd be an asshole to... I mean, I'd be a hypocrite if I was like, well, why are they your favorite team if they're shit? I'd be a really big hypocrite if I did that, I know about suffering watching shit teams very well and sticking with them. So, Insigne back, baby. Yeah, he's only played, 10 minutes off the bench and hasn't scored or assisted, and he was off the bench for one of the games. He's still garbage. He's still garbage. He may be even worse. Thoughts on CF Montreal, new academy goalie? I mean, I don't know much. Let them get to MLS Next Pro, and then I could probably make a better assessment wherever they play. Because Montreal doesn't have an MLS Next Pro club. Why? Cheap? That's probably the answer. Is it because Saputo's cheap? Yeah, that's probably the answer. Like, they're the only MLS club not to have a Next Pro team. I guess why? We just played Supra? I don't know. I guess I could just send somebody to Supra. Yeah, sure. Hey, if Supra plays good football like Saint Laurent did, because Supra got the manager from Saint Laurent, and I love the way they played, that they weren't afraid to play in Toronto and they played openly and all that. You know, I hope Supra plays some good football. I hope Razagi carries that system with him because that was a fun system to watch. Sporting San Miguelito 1-0, 57th minute, 1-0. They're winning. Cool. Substitutions. Galaxy are trash. Says, honestly, yeah. Fraud. Oh, João Klaus is coming on. Lovely. Marco Royce coming on as well. They know they're screwed. Here comes Marco Royce and João Klaus. They know they're screwed. Wait, I think they subbed out both strikers. What? Huh? Okay, I don't exactly know what they're trying to do here then. João Klaus for Nascimento. Panama. Lanús are beating Flamengo. That's crazy. Ramirez off for Royce. And Hawk off for Sanabria. I'll agree with that one. What the hell? What are they even trying to do? I think Greg Vanny's lost his mind. Then again, when you have no tactics, just vibes, I mean, anything looks like you lost your mind. Well, there you go. Playing forward. Over the top, headed away. Yep. Not smart. 60th minute. Cleared away. '61st minute. Galaxy playing forward. 1-0, 1-0 over the top. Played back. Cleared. He's only gone and done it again. Well, I guess there was only one opportunity left for an upset. Here it is. And we thought there wouldn't be any upsets. No. Greg Vanny, I think Panama Panama's his bogey country. Never let him play a Panamanian team again. Never let the man cook again. This is just sad. Lord. Playing forward. Out for a corner for Sporting. Bam 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 bam. Ba-bam, bam, ba-bam, bam. I don't know what I'm doing. Corner. Corner for Sporting. I'm not saying this is going to end up being 4-0, but he's going to lose in Panama again. He's only gone and done it again. Cross in, punched away. Corner again. Cross in. Saved. Goal kick. Betancourt and Armando Cooper. Armando Cooper coming on. Lovely. Armando Cooper. Betancourt and Armando Cooper on for Sporting. Frauds only went and done it again. '65th minute. Playing through. Garces coming on. Galaxy still shaky. Garces. Cross in, header. Oh, no, he kicked it and he put it over the bar. Out of boots. Goal kick. It's out of boots. Choose a marble. Playing forward. Well, blocked away. How we doing? Goal. Ball crossed in. João Klaus dumps it to Paintsel. Goal. Joseph Paintsel. Joseph Paintsel scores. One. João Klaus with the assist. Joseph Paintsel with a goal. Finally, the Galaxy score. So I guess Vanny did learn some lessons from Independiente. 1-1. Uno esta noche. Away goals para Galaxy. Goals visitados para Galaxy. Away goals to the Galaxy. Galaxy now has the away goals. 68th minute. Good news for the Galaxy. They have the away goal now. 1-1. 69th minute. They finally got theirs, the Galaxy. They finally got it. We'll be live for Canada-Finland tomorrow. Paintsel, good goal. See where we are. Canada versus Finland. '70th minute. Look. 70th minute. Galaxy were shaky, but at least they found it. Canada, Finland. Trying to see what the order is. Playing forward. Blocked away, cleared. Free kick for Galaxy. Canada versus Finland. Okay. Huh. That'd be cool, but... 12:05. Huh. Should be a penalty. Should I do the Great Britain Canada curling live? Should I? On Saturday, if Canada hockey goes to the hockey final, should I go live for the curling? Because you know what? I don't know. We'll think about it. Well, let's see if that 12 o'clock is actually live or if they're... Hold on. I might do that. Men's curling, Canada, Great Britain. I might. If Canada makes the Olympic hockey final, I might on Saturday just in the afternoon do the curling live as well, because why the hell not? I like curling, always have, so... Something I haven't done on stream. That might be cool. Might be cool. Men's final, it is 12:05 live. Okay. I might. Screw it. Well, I'll think about it. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. That might be fun. I'm not going to lie. $12:05. It is 12:05 live. Okay. '74th minute. No penalty at all. Okay. Slight possibility I choose to do the curling on Saturday afternoon. Because Canada's in the gold medal curling final. If Canada hockey wins tomorrow, shit, I'll do the curling live. And then do TFC later in the evening. Yeah. Sounds fine to me. I think that might just be a live stream, though. I don't... If I do the curling, it'll just be a live stream, though. Because I don't have the freshest clue. I don't even think I'll need the book for it, really. The way curling is played. Whether I go live, whether I review it or not. Header. I don't have the freshest idea on how to review a curling match. Like, go live and commentate it, I think I could do that. Like, make the review after it's over, I have no fresh idea how to do that. I think it's kind of hard. It's like, Canada got the end. Canada scored in the end. Or it was a blank end, or Britain scored during the end. They got closest to the button. They got closest to the button on the house. Like, that's all you can do, really. N1. Nobody made it to the house because both teams cleared out the house. Blank end. N2, Canada. Got the rock closest to the button in the house. They get the point. Brazilian outlet says our Canada Portland's a done deal. So, okay, good. So basically what I'm saying is I could go live and commentate a curling match. I don't think I could review it because really I think it is exactly what it is. Like, who got the point in each end? Who won the game? Like, curling's a no-frills sport. I love curling. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But it's a no-frills sport. It is what it is. It's about the score. It's about who gets the stone closest to the button in the house in that end and who does it more. There's not really much analysis you could do besides here's the score, here's what happened, here's who scored in each end. Maybe it could be like, hey, this shooter was the best shooter. This skip was the better skip. This team was better at sweeping. But it's a no-frills sport, though. There's not many bells and whistles like hockey or football or basketball or even baseball. It's pretty matter of fact. Curling is pretty matter of fact. Who got closest to the button in the house? Who won the end? How many ends did each team win? Who won the game? It's pretty matter of fact. And it's a team effort where it's an equal team effort. Each player takes 2 shots, sends 2 rocks down the ice. Say it's a team effort. And I love the sport for it. But, 79th minute. So basically what I'm saying is if Canada makes the curling final, or they did make the curling final, if Canada hockey makes the hockey final, I'll do a curling Canada-Great Britain live stream at 12:05 on Saturday instead of 1 o'clock for the bronze medal game, and I'll still do the Toronto FC game later that day. So I'll still do 2 streams on Saturday, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. Well, you're saying bronze hockey is better than curling. Well, I've never done a curling stream before, so it's not, but people probably would rather me do a Canada bronze medal hockey game. Some people would, compared to a Canada gold medal curling match. No foul, 79th minute, probably, if I had to choose. If I could do both gold medal for each, then there you go. So there's a possibility, is all I'm saying. But I'm certainly not going to make a RSR for the curling match because there's really no way to do it. Unless I come up with something while watching. But, I've watched my share of curling. I've watched the Briar. I watch the Briar every year. I watch the Scotties tournament. I watch a lot more curling than just every 4 years. Like, I knew what curling was before everybody saw it in Vancouver and got hyped about it. I'm like, yeah, curling's an awesome sport. They're like, did you know about this, Ryan? I'm like, yeah, I grew up watching the Briar. Like, I know what curling is. I could teach you. Shit. I think it did help, though, I think it helps some people, though, Like, I did explain curling to a good amount of people. Like, I was in grade 4. No. I was in grade 3 when the Vancouver Olympics were on, yeah. And, yeah, I did explain to a lot of people what curling was. It was like, I've watched the Briar. I've watched curling before you even knew what it was. I love curling. I'm glad you love it, but I've watched it way more than you. Watched it way more than you. I knew it existed before the Olympics. And I guess the same thing here, weirdly enough, because, again, curling, during the Olympics gets a burst of fame because of Team Canada. What do you know? But, Enough about that, though. Yeah, Galaxy, Sporting San Miguelito's found a hole in the draw, and Galaxy ain't doing shit. That's pretty much where we are now. That's why I go off on a tangent about curling. There you go. 1-1, uno. 9 minutes to go. Well, more like 8, but either way. Point is, you're only going to see one stream up after I'm done with the review, hockey, and then we'll deal with the rest later. '83rd minute. But it's a very matter-of-fact sport, is the point. Played over the top, cleared away. Yellow card. So, probably, if I go live on Saturday for the curling game, 2 lives, 1 review. Probably. That's how that's going to work. If free kick, Galaxy, oh my God, over the bar. That was garbage. You're telling me. 1-1. Okay. You're telling me Crystal Palace did not beat a freaking Bosnian team. Damn. We might not have an English champion of the Conference League this year. Well, then again, that is true. It's not like they've just walked the damn thing. I mean, Chelsea did. West Ham did. But then you also have the Roma Championship and Olympiacos. I mean, England still has more championships in this tournament than anybody else. But, you know. But played over the top. Thrown to Armando Cooper. It'd be funny if he got the winner. 86th minute. Okay. I think he's a good player. So Portland signed some really solid players overall, I think. I'd be pretty happy about that. If I'm Portland, I mean, I think they signed some damn good players overall. 86th minute. But, I mean, yeah, Canada in the final of the curling tournament, after all the shit that's went down. How we doing, son? If Canada wins their hockey game tomorrow, so that means they don't have to play a bronze medal game on Saturday afternoon. Yeah, no, I think doing a Hockey Canada or a Curling Canada final live stream after all the shit that's went down. Them going for a gold medal against Great Britain, who's been pretty damn good themselves. Yeah, no, that would be interesting. '87th minute. Who's winning? It's 1-1 draw. Corner for Sporting San Miguelito. Ball crossed in. Header saved. Hey, at least the Galaxy didn't lose in Panama this time. Or at least Vandy didn't lose in Panama this time. '88th minute. Ball blocked away. Corner. LAFC better than the Galaxy. Well, at least they don't have any players out from a 2-year-long torn ACL. That probably helps. Cross in, header. '89th minute. '89th minute. So, yeah. Tackle, 90th minute. How much stoppage time? Yeah, I saw that. Sad to hear. That's a bad way to go, ALS. I mean, 4 minutes of stoppage time. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Like, look at Gleason from the Saints. That it to go through what he's gone through has to be hell. I mean, yeah, you could look at Stephen Hawking too, but like, it's more like I've seen Gleason through the years playing for the Saints, making the punt block, and then progressing to where he is now. I am a Saints fan. They're basically my home team when it comes to the NFL. So, I mean, I've always been a fan of the Saints, but, you know, it must be hell. Like, I would not wish ALS on anybody. Seeing what it can do to you, I think the only positive about it for the actor, Dane, is that it was only a year. It could have been worse. I think the only thing you can wish for when somebody has ALS is they pass quick and not last all this time like Stephen Hawking or Gleason. Because the longer it goes, the worse it is. And it's like dementia, but even worse. And I mean, I know, I've seen what Alzheimer's can do to people. I've seen Alzheimer's make people in my family a shell of themselves. I can only imagine how much worse it feels with ALS. So, it's sad to see. I guess the bright side was he only had it for a year, and he didn't have to suffer with it for a decade or more. But it still sucks to see, you know. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Not even my worst enemy. 93rd minute. I wouldn't at all, you know. I wouldn't wish Alzheimer's on my worst enemy. I wouldn't wish dementia on my worst enemy. I wouldn't wish ALS on my worst enemy. Shot blocked away, saved. So, on anybody, but especially. If I wouldn't wish some on my worst enemy, that just shows you how bad it is. Is all I'm saying. 94th minute. So, yeah, it's sad to see, though. It really is. Playing forward. Seconds to go. So, yeah, that's sad to hear. '94th minute. Sporting San Miguelito trying to take their last chance, saved, and that'll probably do it. And it's full time, 1-1 after 90. Uno esta noche. Uno esta noche, 1-1 on the night. Galaxy were shaky, but at least they got the draw with the away goals. Sporting could have won, but they didn't. We'll see what happens next week. At least Vanny didn't lose in Panama this time. I'm a little bit pissed, but okay. Either way, I'd have felt a lot better if he did. What's done is done. It's water under the bridge. Really? No. With that being said, if you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that hype button once you subscribe. Since that's on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share with the family. All that great stuff. I will see you within the hour for the review of this match, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. There will be 1 live and 2 videos tomorrow, but I will see you tomorrow morning, 9:40, as we have for the other hockey games. Canada versus Finland, Olympic semifinal. The winner goes to the gold medal game. The loser goes to the bronze game. And whatever happens, if Canada wins, you'll get some curling on Saturday. If Canada loses, you'll get the bronze medal game on Saturday. Because, as I said, I'd still do a Canada bronze medal game. So, before I had the idea for the curling. Either way. So, Friday morning, Canada hockey against Finland. Friday evening, maybe Friday afternoon, depending on how I choose to do it. Toronto FC season preview video. Saturday, again, sometime in the afternoon, it'll either be bronze medal hockey or gold medal curling for Canada. Either or. Live. If it's hockey, I'll have a review video as well. If it's curling, I don't see myself doing a review video unless I sort of grasp an idea on how to do a review video for it during the curling match. But I think it's such a matter-of-fact sport that doing an RSR for it probably won't happen, but we'll see, even if I'm live. Then, Saturday evening, 7:30 p.m., Dallas versus Toronto, live RSR. So at least 2 lives on Saturday, 1 video, maybe 2 videos, depending on the sport. Sunday, if Canada wins tomorrow, you will get 2 streams on Sunday. Sunday morning, gold medal hockey against the U.S. or Slovakia for Canada. I will not do the gold medal game if it's Finland. I don't give a shit about them. And then Sunday evening, we will be live for Seattle versus Colorado in the MLS, and then reviewing that game as well. So 2 lives, 2 reviews on Sunday. Unless Canada doesn't make the Olympic final of hockey, then just 1 live, 1 review. But either way, still could be 1. With that being said, there will be, no matter what, there will be 2 streams on Saturday. So 1 stream, 2 videos tomorrow. Saturday, there will be 2 streams no matter what. Depending on the sport, we'll decide if it's 1 video or 2 videos. Unless I believe I can, for curling, make a review, then it'll be 2 lives, 2 reviews. Sunday, if Canada makes the hockey final, 2 lives, 2 reviews. If they don't, just 1 live, 1 review. So there you go. I mean, I'm not happy about it, but I wouldn't say I was hopping mad. With that being said, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you later tonight. Then I'll see you tomorrow. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. But the only stream we'll see up after this video's up is the Canada-Finland stream. Then I'll make the rest tomorrow after we know what's going to happen. With that being said, post-Canada game. With that being said, because they choked. With that being said, I'm Ron and I'm out. Peace. See ya.